So we're looking at a 1989 Ferrari 328 GTS Targa. Low mileage, excellent condition. Everything does appear to be very clean and original. I do not see any evidence of any collision damage, paint work. All the badging and emblems, grille, lights all look good. If you look real close around the edges, you can see a tiny bit of, looks like compound from when they waxed it here in the gaps. We did check it with a paint depth gauge. All the panels are uniform, between 4 to about 7 to 8 mils. There's some tiny little chips here and there, left fender, but overall very clean. Even the trim and rubber moldings, weather strips, all supple and in good condition. It's definitely been garage kept out of the sun. And the quarter window grills are in good condition. Paint is clean and uniform. These were not painted by machines in a mass production line. They were hand painted in the sense that they were sprayed manually. If you look in the wheel wells, you can see evidence of, a hand paint job. Little tiny issues, but like I say, that's from, looks like the hand paint work. All the body panel gaps are even and uniform. Did not see any evidence of structural damage, collision repairs. Nothing looks bent or out of place. The issue I see on the outside, the tires are about 20 years old according to the DOT numbers. They do have some dry rot. That's an easy fix. A little bit of oxidation on the lug nuts. As far as body work and cleanliness, everything's good. The gaps are all tight and uniform. Over here you can see some tiny little chips there that someone touched up on the right fender. Back around to the driver's door, small chip on the trailing edge here. Left quarter panel, small chip there. Minor chips been touched up. And back to the right quarter panel, you can see just a little crack in the paint right there. But you really have to get up close to see it. But overall, very clean car. Overall, once again, as far as the interior goes, this thing is very clean. It does appear to be original. I do see some shading discoloration there on this portion of both door panels. Not sure how clear it is in the video, but you can see a little bit in person. Dash is very clean, no signs of any cracking. There's a little tiny bit of cracking on top of the shift knob, but overall the center console is clean. I do see this AC knob will not move, the rest of them do. Seats are in very clean condition. No signs of any wear through from the head. A little tiny bit of wear on the outboard edge, which is pretty normal. But carpets, floor mats, they're all clean. No signs of any water intrusion or flooding. And coming around to the passenger side, same thing. All the paint work on the door is clean. Lights are lighting up. Trim panel is in outstanding condition, except for the fabric here, which has a slight discoloration. Door jambs, sill plates, all clean. Dash is clean. Same thing on this side, carpet, floor mats, floor, all very clean. There's no odors in the vehicle. Doesn't smell like anyone's ever smoked in it or had any flooding. Seats in good condition. Engine starts right up, idle smooth. Gauges are working. Clock is working. Oil temperature. And gas gauge is at 0. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Radio is working. The sound quality is, well, it's a 1989 Ferrari. It's not outstanding, but it does function. So looking at the undercarriage, it is in exceptional condition. Everything looks to be original. It's got what appears to be the original kind of undercoating and painting. Frame rails all look straight. I didn't see any evidence of any welds, body repairs. As far as the suspension goes, tie rod boots, ball joint boots, everything is still in good condition. I do see a little bit of sweating here in the power steering rack, the right side boot. Sway bar links are good. I don't see any leaks from the shocks. Control arm bushings, a little bit of aging there. Moving over to the left side, pretty much the same thing. Brake flex hose has been replaced. Once again, tie rod boot here, ball joint boot. This ball joint, all the boots are in good condition, which is surprising for a vehicle of this age. And again, on this shock, I don't see any leaks. This side of the power steering rack, the bellows, does not look like it's looking on a little bit of a sweat. But one way or another, that's all the same component. Control arm bushings here, got a little bit of weather cracking, dry rot. But as far as body work, I don't see any evidence here of any damage or prior repairs. Little tiny bit of rust right there. But as you can see, the undercarriage is very clean. There's no signs of scraping, curving, impact damage. Moving along here, once again, I don't see any indication where any of the original paint and undercoating has been disturbed, so no evidence of body work. The seam here on the body panel, rocker panel is good. It's not crushed or pinched. Here the flooring all looks good and clear. I don't see any creasing or pinching on the body seam on this side. A little bit here where it looks like they might have lifted it at one point. cross member here and the frame. All looks good. No evidence of any disturbed paint, no welding. Looks like this guy here is a little bit bent. That's probably where they lifted it with a jack or lift. Going back to the rear, it's a Ferrari. Italian cars always leak oil. I do see one thing here. The oil fill tube or dipstick tube O-ring starting to get a little bit wet. Looking further up, you can see the valve cover gasket there. It's kind of hard to see in the video. That's the left side valve cover gasket leaking. Going to the back side here. I see a little bit of sweating around the final drive housing here. And a similar thing on this side, the valve cover gasket starting to leak there. Like I say, Italian cars, that's almost always a guaranteed thing that you're going to find. But as far as the body, the suspension, everything back here is in good condition as well. For the most part, there is a little bit of aging on the control arm bushings here. Once again, car is over 30 years old. It's almost to be expected. I do see the ABS wheel speed sensor wire here. The insulation is starting to deteriorate. But as far as the suspension, the shocks are clean. No signs of leaks. And same thing over this side. ABS wheel speed sensor insulation is deteriorating. As far as evidence of collision, bodywork, I don't see anything to indicate that this thing has had any bodywork from the underside. Looking here in the left front wheel well, looks like it may have had paint work. Everything looks really clean until you really look extra close. See a little run here. And over here on the right front wheel well, you see these kind of blemishes and imperfections on the inner lip, which you're not going to see from looking outside of it. And then back here on the right wheel well, there is kind of a crack in the paint here. And this here, which might buff out. We got lines in here, which looks like it might be a repaint job, not factory. And then the left rear wheel well. Just similar markings. Heavy edge in the paint here, which I don't know if you can see. Along there. And these are really minor details you have to really look for. As far as the top view of the engine, everything here looks clean. Looks like it's got fairly new plug wires on there. The leaks we saw from the bottom on the valve cover gaskets, but up top here I don't see anything around the intake. Everything looks dry up top. Hoses are in good condition. I don't see much dry rot up here. The engine mount here is good. No leaks from the fuel injection pump and distributor. Fuel lines are all dry. That's always very important on an older car.